All right, Michigan fans, let's do a one-stop shop for the new Kyle Whittingham staff in Ann Arbor so far. There are still coaching hires that are coming on here. If you're lost in the coaching carousel, who's actually in the building and on the way? Obviously, head coach Kyle Whittingham. Michigan went out and grabbed a proven CEO. Whittingham won 177 games in 21 seasons at Utah, multiple conference titles, 11 bowl wins, and he just went 10-2 in the Big 12 before stepping into the transfer portal to Ann Arbor. He's bringing a physical, detail-obsessed, low-mistake culture to a program that desperately needs to build. New play caller and Jason Beck, most recently the offensive coordinator at Utah and Syracuse before that. And then before that, he was the quarterback coach under Bronco Mendenhall at BYU and Virginia. His thing, quarterback development, he's worked with guys like Taysom Hill, Zach Wilson, and other big jump in production quarterbacks. Expect a quarterback-friendly system and a real emphasis on efficiency and decision-making. Next up, big dude in the trenches, Jim Harding at Utah. He was the longtime offensive line coach and offensive coordinator and co-offensive coordinator, consistently turning out nasty physical lines in top-tier run games. At Michigan, he's listed as an assistant head coach and offensive line coach, so he's basically Whittingham's right-hand man on offense and in the run game. You're also getting Freddie Whittingham, who is Kyle's brother, coached tight ends and recruiting at Utah. He's known as a detail and fundamentals guy, plus he's heavily involved in player development and evaluation. Expect Michigan's tight end room to stay a strength and for him to help build the roster behind the scenes. Wide receiver coach Micah Simon here, getting more intrigued by this guy as it goes on, but comes from Utah staff as the wide receivers coach, who's a former BYU wide receiver, young, energetic, and big on route and detail releases. He's working in that Utah passing game that quietly got it really efficient the last couple of years. One of the newer ones here, they're also adding Marcus Haggins as an assistant wide receiver coach after his stint coaching wideouts at Penn State and before that Virginia. He overlapped with Jason Beck at UVA, so there's already scheme and language continuity in that room. Haggins brings NFL experience as a former quarterback and wide receiver and a really strong reputation as a technician and recruiter on the East Coast. You've also got Coy Detmer Jr. in the mix for the quarterback room. NFL bloodlines, played and worked in quarterback-centric systems, and has already been connected to Michigan as a young, up-and-coming quarterback coach with ties to Whittingham's cycle. Think of him as the detail mechanics guy under Beck. And then a huge continuity win. Tony Alford is being retained, longtime Ohio State and Notre Dame running back coach, already on staff at Michigan and an elite recruiter with deep Midwest ties. Keeping Alford helps steady the running back room and recruiting board through all this chaos. Now on to the defense. We have defensive coordinator Jay Hill. On defense, Whittingham lands Jay Hill as the defensive coordinator, formerly BYU's defensive coordinator and longtime head coach who built Weber State into an FCS powerhouse. Hill's identity, aggressive, sound, multiple, heavy on disguises, pressure, and special teams discipline. Don't be shocked if Michigan gets more turnover-driven and aggressive while still being fundamentally solid. Defensive line coach Lewis Powell is expected to coach the defensive line and run game. He's a Whittingham guy who worked at Utah, coaching the D-line and edge players, and is known for developing tough assignment sound fronts. That's exactly why Michigan wants to get back to, after all of the off-the-field drama, dominate the line of scrimmage, let everything else flow from there. Special teams and retentions here. Kerry Coombs, special teams DB is expected to stay. I mentioned this in another video, and it lines up with reports. Kerry Coombs, who came in to run special teams and help with a secondary, is expected to be retained. His track record at Ohio State in the NFL is all energy, technique, and special teams excellence. We saw it already. Special teams looked way better in the Citrus Cheez-It Bowl. Cleaner operation, better coverage, and the units actually felt like a weapon again. So to give this all a big picture fix here, just to recap everything, Whittingham, culture, defense, physicality, and stability. Beck and Detmer, quarterback development and modern offense. Harding, Freddie, Simon, Haggins, Alford, run game, skill development, and recruiting. Hill, Powell, and Coombs, aggressive, disciplined defense, and high-end special teams. You're basically seeing Utah's winning blueprint dropped into Michigan's resources and brand. If they keep holding on to key players and close this staff outright, this absolutely looks like a group that can stabilize the program and still win big once the dust settles. So let me know what you think of Michigan's moves. If you're a Michigan fan, you should be loving this. If you're not, you're a hater, you're just going to go ahead and tell me that I'm absolutely wrong on all of this.